Today is April 2nd. Look at all my figs. No leaf. Instead, it is weed growing from the containers. Why? Because during the winter, we had 12 degrees weather for 3 nights. And look at this. Look at that. All breaking. Look at it. Because we've not had 12 degrees for 50, 60 years in Georgia. And that's why I don't put my fig trees in storage or in the shade, garden shade. I don't. Because we don't have that type of cold in Georgia. But this last winter, winter of 2022 into 2023, it was bad. By now, all my fig trees that produce Breba should be having leaves and Breba by now. This April should start showing Breba bulbs. But look at them. They are not producing no leaves, no Breba. And this is my Olympian. Look at that. That's supposed to produce Breba. No Breba. Look at it. Except there will be new growth from the bottom. So right now, I'm not enthusiastic to clean my garden right now until I start seeing new growth from the bottom, because all these, they're all dead. So now I don't know how many fig trees will bounce back. I don't know. Look at these ones here. Look at. I don't know how many of them will bounce back. These are dead wood. Dead wood. Look at all my figs. April 2nd. Even the ones in the ground. Yellow long neck. Look at my yellow long neck. That's my English brown turkey that's supposed to produce Breba. There is no Breba. Look at dead. Dead. Except there will be new growth from the root. This is my yellow long neck. It does not produce Breba. Can you hear that sound? Look at that. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Wow. Except there will be new growth from the bottom, from the roots, from the ground. This is my Chester peach. Look at. That's my Chester peach. Look at that. So right now, there's no new growth from the bottom. I'm not moved to clean anything, to clear my garden right now. I'm not. Here is my Dr. Clark. Beautiful tree. If you watch the video I made last year on my Dr. Clark feed, you can see how tall. But look at that. Wow. You see that? Tree that was taller than me is now shorter than me now. All because of the 12-degree cold. And then here is Desert King that produces only Breba. So this year, I am not having any Breba on my fig trees. Here is Terry Beauty that produces Breba. No Breba. Hopefully it will grow from the root and then I will have main crop. Here is Olympian that's supposed to produce Breba. Look at that. No Breba. So hopefully there will be new growth from the root to produce new growth and then to have figs. So right now I do not know how many of my trees are alive right now. They all look dead. Look at Desert King that was doing good. They are looking dead. My Chester Peach fig is dead. Wow. So I'm trusting the Lord that a lot of my figs will bounce back, will grow back. Look at this one. Look at that. In fact, I did a new, I was trying to get another tree from that one. Look at that. So we'll wait and see what God will do. How many of these fig trees will come back to life, will grow from the roots because all the tops are dead. Today is May 3rd. A month ago, April 2nd, I first recorded my fig trees. All of the top of my fig trees all dead because of the 12 degrees weather that we had in Georgia last winter. So 1 month after, out of 200 fig trees, only 64 has come back to life. Now, here is one here. And look at that. Now, most of them are not back yet. Here is Olympian. You see? It starts from the root. So I have to cut off the old ones. Here is my Letizia. You see, I have to cut off the main stem because that is a new one from the root. Now here is my VDB, Violet de Bordeaux. This tree didn't die much except at the tip here. But look at new growth there. But the unfortunate thing is that all of the fig trees that are producing leaves from the branches are growing very, very slow. Very, very slow. They are growing very, very slow. This is brown turkey. Now only the top parts that are dead. But if you look at new growth, but they are all growing very, very slow. Now this one is growing from the bottom. And this one too, look at the new shoot there, you see? So I've cut off the top so that this new one here can grow. Here is my lemon fig tree. It's growing from the root. So that is another one there, but I don't need another one, so I'm breaking it off. I want just one stem. Now look at how tall this is compared to the growth from the branch. So all the ones that are growing from the roots are doing well. Here is my Dr. Gowadi. Look at the old stem that is dead, but I'm leaving it in case I need to tie this to a stake. So I'm going to use the old stem. But look at this new stem. Look at it. Look at how it is growing. Now, here is another one. This is Asiano. Asiano growing from the root. Here is my LSU Improved Celeste growing from the root. Here is, now let me show you something here. You see this line here is all LSU variety. All LSU variety, and all of them came back except for LSU purple. But I have another LSU purple that came back. So I'm going to remove this one because I have 3 LSU purple. Only one out of the 3 has come back. So I'm going to remove that if it doesn't come back and then replace it with the other one. But all my LSU, and then also my LSU Thibodeau has not come back yet. But all the ones growing from the root, they're doing well. Growing from the root. You see, this is LSU Oruk. LSU Oruk. You see, this is LSU Tiger. Now this is my LSU Purple. It hasn't come back yet. But this is my LSU Red. Look at the new growth. That is a new growth right there. You see, that is the new growth. And then this is LSU Gold. You see, growing from the root. LSU Gold. This is another LSU Gold. Look at, growing from the root. So all the ones growing from the roots are doing better. This is my Nero 600M growing from the root. Now this is my Marcel's Black VS. It's not growing from the root, it's growing from the branch. And look at how slow. It is growing so slow. So all the ones from the branches are not growing well. Now this is Texas Everbearing, and it's growing from the root. And this is another Texas Everbearing, and look at it growing slow. You would think the ones that are growing from the branch should grow faster than the ones growing from the root, but no, it is different. Look at. So let me show you even the ones growing in the ground. I have 7 fig trees in the ground. I used to have my yellow long neck. I had to remove it because it's completely dead. Here is my Chester peach. I'm trusting God that there will be new growth from the root. Here is my Panache. I don't know if there will be new growth, but I'm just trusting God that there will be new growth. Though I am rooting a new panache cotton. So in case if this does not come back, I will just pull it out and then plant the new rooted cotton. Here is my Dr. Clark. Nothing. Hopefully there will be new growth from the root. Here is my Desert King. No new growth yet, but I'm trusting God that something will happen. Here is my Terrace Beauty. No new growth, but let me show you this. This is my Texas Blue Giant. Look at, it's growing from the bottom. Texas Blue Giant growing from the bottom. And then here is my Olympian growing from the bottom. So out of 7 trees in the ground, only 2 has come back. I don't know if I will get fruit from them this year because of the rate they are growing slowly, but I know I will get few figs because some of those plants growing from the roots, they are growing faster. So hopefully I will get some figs. Now that some of my fig trees have woken up, I need to give them soluble fertilizer. Now, soluble fertilizer is a fertilizer you mix with water and you give it to them and then they take it in immediately. That is soluble fertilizer. And then also slow release fertilizer is the one that you give to them and it breaks down slowly. It takes a while for it to break down. So while the slow release is breaking down slowly, then you'll give them soluble fertilizer. Let me show you. This is soluble fertilizer. Now I want you to look at the NPK right here. NPK means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. 24 here is for nitrogen, 8 is for phosphorus, and 16 is for potassium. Right now, what I'm concentrating on is the nitrogen because I want the plants or the trees to grow quick. So you give them fertilizer that is full of nitrogen right now. So this soluble fertilizer has nitrogen as the highest here. Now phosphorus is for the fruit, and then potassium is for the root and the health of the tree. So right now nitrogen has the highest number. So I'm going to give them this fertilizer that is full of nitrogen, and also I will add fish fertilizer. If you look at the NPK, is 5 for nitrogen, 1 for phosphorus, and 1 for potassium. So right now all I need to give my fig tree right now is fertilizer that is full of nitrogen to help them to grow. And then when they start producing fruit, then I will change the fertilizer. So, and also here I have my water can. It's 2 gallons. So what I would do is that with the with this plant food, you give them 1 tablespoon per gallon. 1 tablespoon per gallon. That is it. 1 tablespoon per gallon. That is 1. 2. So 2 tablespoons for 2 gallons of water. So also fish fertilizer, 1 tablespoon per gallon, but I give more than 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to give 3 tablespoons to 2 gallons of water instead of 2 tablespoons to 2 gallons of water. But because my fig tree this year, they are behind in growth because of the 12 degrees temperature, weather temperature that we had in winter that affected all of my fig trees. I know some of my fig trees will not come back to life. Some will and some will not. But now that they've started coming out, this is May. This year I don't have any breba on my trees. So now I want to give them more of nitrogen to help them to grow faster so that I can get some figs this year. So what you want to do is that you want to shake. You have to shake the fish fertilizer. You have to shake it. All right. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon. That's 2, which is the required thing, but I'm going to give it 1 more. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to add water, shake up the content in the water can, shake it, then add more water. So let's go and feed the trees. Okay, I've mixed it with water. So now I'm going to give only the trees that have woken up. Like these ones, I'm not going to give them. There is nothing on these ones. But this one here, yes. And what I do when I give them is that I don't give them so much that it will be wasting. You see them leaking out of the container. To me, that is a waste. I just give them enough, because this is five gallon container. So I'm giving them enough that will go down and not to leak out, because that is a waste. So now this is my Valor de Bordeaux. It has leaves on the branches, so it's not growing from the root. So see, I don't want to waste. This is my brown turkey, so I'm going to give it some. That will be enough. and not to waste it. Now here there is a new growth here. Okay, there is a bump there, so I'll give it to help it. Here is my lemon fig tree. So this is my Nero 600M. This is my Dr. Gowadi or Dr. Gowati. So now this is my Eretabe JH. I saw a bump before. Okay, well, this is my Asiano. And then here is my LSU Improve Celeste. So I will come back and give it some more soluble fertilizer. So this is what I'm doing this morning to feed all of my fig trees that have woken up with soluble fertilizer. Because with soluble fertilizer, they will drink it immediately and it will help them to start growing. And then when I give them the slow release fertilizer, that will take time to break down. While the fertilizer is in the soil, it will break it down slowly. Every time it rains, every time I water them, it will help to break down the slow release fertilizer. Out of my 7 in-ground fig tree, only 2 came back. This one and that one. So I'm going to share these 2 gallons of soluble fertilizer with the 2. 1 gallon for this and 1 gallon for the other one. It does not mean because it is in the ground you cannot give it soluble fertilizer. You can, because it will help it to grow faster. So I pour the first one so that the ground can take it in before I'll add more. And that will help this new growth to grow faster. Because I want to eat fig from this tree this year. It's possible. It might ripe late. This is my Texas Blue Giant fig tree. I may not get fruit early. If I will get fruit, it might be late this year. And I pray that they will not experience the 12 degrees temperature again, so that all of my trees can keep growing. Okay, I'll give it one more, and that will be it. So I want it to come down this way too. Okay, I think I still have a little bit more for 1 gallon. Usually I give each tree the 2 gallons, but because they're still young and I want to help the trees to grow quicker, so because the plant is still young. All right, so this is my Olympian. So I'll give it the first one so it can soak into the ground. Hopefully next year I will get a Breba from this plant, from this tree here. Okay, let me add some more. And then let it soak it in. Well, I'll wait for the soluble fertilizer. I'll wait for the soil to soak in the soluble fertilizer, but this is all I'm doing today. Just give it this and that's it. You've seen how I feed my fig trees with soluble fertilizer. So now this is the slow release fertilizer I'm using this year, chicken manure. And we all know that chicken manure is a good organic fertilizer. All natural plant food. Now this chicken manure is hydrated and is now granulated. It is hydrated with solar power. And this is a company that have been doing this since 1929. I have been using this product for years now. I've made videos with it before. So I'm not promoting, or the company is not promoting this video. But because it's a good product, I love to share information with my subscribers. So this is my slow release fertilizer for this year. In fact, I bought this from Tractor Supply. That's where I normally buy my chicken manure from. Now let me show you something here. Look at the NPK. 5 for nitrogen, 3 for phosphorus, and 2 for potassium. That is it right there. Look at it. Nitrogen, 5%. That's it right there. And then you see phosphate, that's phosphorus, 3%. And then potassium, 2%. But look at 8% right here. Calcium, 8%. Now, I've made video fertilizing fig trees with eggshell powder. But because this has calcium in it, I'm not going to use eggshell powder. This year, I'm not going to fertilize my fig tree with eggshell powder. Why? There is calcium here. And it's even 8% more than 5% for nitrogen. So I'm going to use this as my slow release fertilizer this year. So let me show you how it looks like and how to apply it. Now let me show you how this looks. Look at it. That is chicken manure for you. You see? So this is how I'm going to use it. Let me put it back to the side. Look at it. So that is the chicken manure. So I'm going to pour it and then I'm going to walk it into the soil. You see, I'm walking it into the soil. And that is it. I've walked it. You see, if you don't walk it into the soil, you just put it on it and leave it. When you give it water or it rains, after a while, the manure will become moldy. And you don't like that. You won't like that. So you have to walk the manure into the soil, mix it with the soil, walk it in, let the manure go into the soil. Don't just leave it at the top. It will become moldy and you will not like it. It will attract all kinds of disease to your tree. So that is it. So now I'm going to do the same to all of these trees. So this is how I'm feeding my fig tree this year with chicken manure as a slow release fertilizer. Because as you see it this way, see, it will take months for it to break down finally. So you need to give it early so it will keep breaking down slowly. As you water it, as it rains, it will be breaking down slowly into the soil for the roots of your fig trees to start taking in the manure. So this is what I'm doing this year. Now the next thing to do is to give it water. So let it start its walk. Let it start breaking down. So every time you water your fig tree, it will soften the chicken manure because it is granulated now, so it takes time. It will take time to break it. But every time you water it, every time it rains, it keeps breaking it gradually into the soil, and then the roots will take it in. So you've seen how I feed my fig tree with soluble fertilizer, and now you've seen how I feed my fig trees with slow release fertilizer, organic slow release fertilizer, chicken manure. You can use cow manure as long as it is not fresh. But if you're going to use a fresh manure, it's better you turn it into soluble fertilizer, mix it with water, and you can give it to your plant. Now, this is my in-ground fig tree that is coming back also, that came back to life after the mother tree died. So now this is coming back. So also, I'm going to give it slow release fertilizer to help it to grow faster too. Yes, I know that it is in the ground, but it needs support too. So I'm working it into the soil also. You have to work it into the soil. See? I'm working it into the soil. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it water too. So every time it rains, every time I water it, it will break the slow release fertilizer. I know as in-ground tree, the roots get food from the ground, but giving it slow release fertilizer will help it to grow faster. Look at it, you know. So this is it. 2 months after I started recording this video, look at it. Now, these are the ones that have bounced back. Out of a 200 plus, think about 85 came back to life. Came back from dead to life. Came back from death to life. Now look at my Dr. Gowati. Look at how tall this is in 2 months. Look at it. Look at others. Now Dr. Gowati is growing from the root. But this one, this is, where is the name? This one is Pan E Vinodac. But this one is growing from the original tree. So it's growing as new growth or new branch. But look at this one from the root. This one from the root. From the root. From the original tree. This is my Violet de Bordeaux. I showed it to you a month ago. Look at the growth. Not impressive, because all of the growth from the old tree or from the original tree are not doing well, but all of the growth from the root are doing well. This is my lemon fig tree. Look at it, it's growing from the root, so it's doing well. Look at how tall. All this from the root are doing well, better than the one from the original tree. Look at this one. This one is Marcel's Black VS. is not doing well. But look at fig. It has figs. It has new figs. It has new figs on it. That is the advantage. All the new growth from the original tree, they're all bringing out figs. Here is my letizia. That is my letizia tree, and look at figs. Look at figs. Look at that one there. Figs right there. So figs are just popping up everywhere on my letizia, which came back. So this letizia survived 12-degree cold. It's not growing from the root. No, it came back. So letizia did well in 12-degree cold. Now this one is growing from the tree, and this one is what is the name? This one is a little ruby, growing back from the original tree, and because of that, look at figs. So all of the ones growing from the original trees are producing fruit, but the ones growing from the roots are not, except for this Chicago Addy is growing from the root. But look at it, has fig there. So that is the only one. And then my Celeste here, my Celeste have a fig bombs. Let me see, is it this one or this one? I saw fig bombs, you know. I saw fig bombs. Oh, okay. So you can see after 2 months, some of them are just coming out, but look at the ones that have not come back. Look at them. Look at, they've not come back to life. So many of them, which does not make me happy. So many trees not back. More than 120 trees are not back. Look at them. They've not woken up. But hopefully, I will give them some time to see how many will bounce back, just as these ones did. In fact, this one here, I saw this one yesterday. It was yesterday I saw this one. So all the ones that have bounced back are all here. So I found this one yesterday. So I have to cut the top to allow this to grow. But look at the ones that are growing from the root. You see, they are growing from the root. Growing from the root. But this one is not growing from the root. It's growing from the original tree. This is my Seligia dorse. You know, and look at that fig right there. You see that fig there? Yeah. And here is another fig there. There's another one there. So, but this one started and then died off. Likewise, this one started and then died off. I don't know if it will bounce back again. So far, so good. So let me show you guys the only 2 fig trees that came back to life out of 9 fig trees in the ground. Okay, let me show you the two in-ground fig trees that came back to life. Out of 9 fig trees in the ground, 7 have not come back, and they're dead completely, even though they were in the ground. But this is my Texas Blue Giant. Oh, something came to dig here. It must be squirrel. A squirrel came to dig that place. You can see how it has grown. You saw when I gave it slow release fertilizer, soluble fertilizer, and here is the second one. And look at this one. You remember this in the video? Look at that. You remember this? But look at how tall it is now. So I'm going to cut off this old one from somewhere, from the bottom there, and then let this one keep growing. This is Olympia, and let it keep growing. So thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time of watching my video, thank you for spending your precious time watching my video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. Click on all, so that every time I upload new video, you will be notified. And I want to thank all of my subscribers. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. So I will see you guys in my next video. God bless you. You real good. Bye.